Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL fantasy video. Today I'm going to present to you my team selection for the upcoming Matchday 2. We're going to talk about my team, how I see it, how I look at it, and what I need to be improved. Now, before we go into this, I want to discuss my performance in Matchday 1, where I got 98 points and I went from number 1 rank, of course, because everyone was number 1 rank, to 48k point 496. Yeah, sorry. This is the team. This is the final 11 that got stuck on the field. Let's discuss them. Starting with the captaincy, Kylian Mbappe on the first day delivered with 13 points. To be fair, I had a player that delivered more points, and that was Harry Kane, but I was not going to switch my captain and risk him because I was pretty happy with those points that Mbappe delivered to my team, and I don't think that I needed to be particularly greedy in order to get the best points out there. I think it's a good solid start and you don't need to rush it that much. Speaking about Harry Kane, amazing performance out there from him. Sorry about that. He got 2 goals, 1 penalty earned, and 2 ball recoveries only, and player of the match out there. So a pretty solid performance. In midfield, my differential in Can Uzun delivered a goal, which is more than what I asked for. But yeah, it's all good. Pedro Gonçalves, I selected him over Trincao, and Trincao got 17 points while Gonçalves got 4. So I would have been way better if I started with Trincao. But yeah, in the 50-50, I made the wrong decision and I was hurt by that decision. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, 1 clean sheet, 2 assists, and 5 ball recoveries. More than what I wanted. I expected an assist from him or only ball recoveries, but those 10 points are brilliant. Rafi, sadly, with a 2-pointer. In defense, everyone got some kind of a return. All of them got a clean sheet and some of them got ball recoveries. To be fair, here in the Romero spot, 8 ball recoveries, almost getting that one extra for 3 ball recoveries points. But I think Van den Ven in UCL is just going to be a better asset, and here I made a slight mistake. Hakimi didn't score while Nuno Mendes scored, which was a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Dumfries, 7 points. I enjoyed that score. And Rodinei, my 0% selected player, got a clean sheet and played only 61 minutes, so I got pretty lucky out there. David Raya in goal delivered those 6 points from a clean sheet, and he made 2 saves, which would have been better, but at the end, I think that those points are enough. And on my bench, I've got some players with more points than what I have onto the field. If I went with Girassi over Rafinha, I would have been with 3 more points, but I was never going to keep Rafinha onto the bench. And Karneski, even though he conceded 4, he got that penalty saves, 9 saves, and he got 8 points compared to Raya, who went with a clean sheet and only with 6 points. But I'm never risking a clean sheet keeper because, yeah, it's almost all the time it doesn't work out. This week it would have been a better move if I went with Karneski, but that would have been a risk that I don't want to take. Ulize, 4-pointer, not the best performance out of him, but I expect more next week. Girassi, 5 points. The sad thing here is that he didn't take the penalty, what I expected from him to do, but yeah, it happens. And Girassi with 5 points, and Hausen, Real Madrid conceded against Marseille, so those 3 points were there. To be fair, if all of those people didn't deliver, I would have probably left Can Uzun on the bench, and that would have been a 7-pointer down on the bench, which would have hurt more. So I think I take some small victories here and there. I would have been 2 points down, and then yeah, it would have been 5 points down. So I'm happy with my performance. I think that I'm in a pretty good spot. 98 points. Last season I started around the same mark. Yeah, a little bit better, but I think that you can safely climb during all the stages. So I'm not panicking. I'm not going to do any rush decision. Now let's go and see how my team is setting up for the upcoming match day 2, because there we have to think about several stuff, and I think that we need to make some proper decisions. So here we have how my team is looking in that particular moment. Before we jump into the discussion, thank you so much for pushing me to 4.6k subscribers. It means the world to me. The 5k goal is very close, and I want to reach it as soon as possible. The end of the year was my goal, but it's still September, and if we can do it by October, it would be brilliant. Of course, if we can't, I would understand that, but let's push all together, and I think we are going to do very well. This is how my team looks at the moment, and of course we are focusing on the dates. I don't have a lot of maneuvers to change. I think keepers here, and that's it. But I still have how many players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that are going to play on the first. So yeah, let's discuss the team. In goal, I'm starting with Karneski. We're going to later check on what's happening. His plays against Bruges. Yes, Bruges won the first game, but I think that Karneski is going to have a nice defensive performance. Everything around 5 points I'm keeping from Karneski's perspective. In defense, we have Dumfries versus Slavia Praha. I'm pretty happy with that move. We have Romero versus Bodio and Hausen against Kairat. I'm happy with those 3 players. Of course, we have Hakimi and Rodinei, who are away to some tougher positions. The good thing about them are that both play on the first, and if I have enough players delivering good points, Rodinei will not be used at all, which seems like an okay plan to me. In midfield, we have Canuzun versus Atletico Madrid. A lot of people will say that this is strange. Let me change the view, because you are going to be better seeing the players. Yes, I think that's all better for you. You've seen my team, how it's set up already. But yeah, I think that Canuzun is in amazing form in the league. This isn't updated yet, but he scored and assisted once again, and Atletico have been conceding goals for fun. So I think that this makes a lot of sense. Çalhanoğlu against Slavia Praha, once again he is surviving that team for sure, and Toulouse against Pafos, a brilliant fixture for him. Harry Kane is going to be my captain for this week, and yeah, it's saved. And Mbappe is going to be my player starting against Kairat. We will know the lineup for Real Madrid, so I think we are going to have an okay information for that day. On the bench, we have some issues. We have David Raya, which is not an issue, of course, and we have Pedro Gonçalves, and I thought a lot about the situation that we're in. Napoli just lost 2-1 to AC Milan, and Di Lorenzo is suspended, Buongiorno is injured, Rahman is not in his best form, the goalkeeper situation is not yet nailed, and I think that I can rely on Pedro Gonçalves, and I think that now that he has shaken off this injury, he can start delivering, and he can attack on that right back spot where Di Lorenzo will be missing. So he will survive in my team this week. Now we go to the injury issues. Rafinha is confirmed out against PSG, so I will take him out. And Girassi got injured during the warm-up against in the Bundesliga. I forgot their opponent and who they faced. But still, I don't know if he will be playing 90 minutes. Yeah, they play on the first, but I might prefer to not rely on him at the moment, because first of all, he lost penalties, which was which was very surprising for me, and I think that this limits his possibilities. Of course, he's always there for the goals and for everything, but to be fair, if he's subbed off around the 65th minute against Atletico Bilbao, and then he has only Copenhagen away, and then it's City that I need to sell him, I might just get rid of him now. And Rafi, even though he has a chance to return against Olympiacos, I'll be taking him out. Looking at the transfers, the team looks like this. Once again, dates are in favor of my 30th of September players, but I plan to bring in some 1st of October players nonetheless. My plan is pretty simple. The first option is to go for one of the guys in form and a confirmed penalty taker, Erling Haaland. He scored against Burnley in the dying moments of the game twice, and I think he is the best captain's choice for Matchday day 2, where I will be struggling if Harry Kane doesn't deliver. So bringing Erling Haaland, I know that he's not a very high favorite for man of the match all the time, but I think if he scores 2 or 3 goals against a struggling Monaco team, he will be all good and will deliver. And now for Rafinha, I have several options. First of it is Zambo Anguissa. This guy is one of the best guys that plays for Napoli. Facing against Sporting, PSV and Frankfurt, I think there is a goal galore in all of the games. But yeah, probably not willing to leave so much money from the bank down. If I bring Zambo Anguissa, let's say, and in Matchday 3, I'll have to bring in Yamal. So bringing in Yamal here, that would leave me with 7 million for Mbappe's replacement. And that would mean someone like probably Pavlidis will be an interesting choice, but he faces Newcastle and Leverkusen. Not a very big fan of that move. And if we take a look at the 7 million forwards, I'm not that overly excited by the options. To be fair, looking at 7 million, it's Rashford, who might not play, Gonçalo Ramos, Greenwood, okay, Bierret, no thank you, Schick, Ultimate, Ferran, not very exciting of a players list. But if we go here for someone from that is, I'm not replacing Chanuzun, I'm replacing Pedro Gonçalves. So we have 8 million, by the way. I will be replaced. But even if we replace Chanuzun, because he will face Liverpool and Napoli, Liverpool have been struggling defensively, so maybe keeping Chanuzun will not be the end of the world for that day. And they play, I think, on the first day, 22nd, they play on, oh no, they play on day 2. So yeah, we'll see. But let's say it's Pedro Gonçalves. Here we go for Anguissa. I'm just laying down my plans. And here we go back to Yamal. And now I have 8 million to deliver. And having those 8 million allows me to get Thuram, first of all. Forwards. Thuram, Girassi, Ekitike. But most importantly, it allows me to get Joao Pedro facing against Ajax and Karabakh, which might be an interesting shout. And he's not on penalties, sadly. But another option for me is to, instead of picking Zambo Anguissa here, I go for someone like Gordon, who I feel like is an under valued pick because he's on penalties for Newcastle. He can play as a central striker because Ultimate is still adjusting. He's the nailed left winger. I think that he's in a good form, scored against Barcelona. If he's on penalties, I'm adding another penalty taker. And he has Benfica and Atletico Bilbao, which is rivaling Anguissa's game against Sporting, PSV and Frankfurt, in my opinion. Of course, Zambo Anguissa has it a little bit easier from what I understand, but in Matchday 5, where I will use my Limitless, where I think he's the best team to target in Napoli, probably not going to start with him, but this would allow me to 6.5 to go to Højlund and get some player from that Napoli side, and I will still have 6.5 million, so 0.5, sorry. So I'm more than happy to risk it that way. Yes, now it's saying -8, but now I'm returning this guy and I'm returning this guy and bringing in Gordon. I think that makes sense. Of course, players like Adeyemi make sense. Atletico Copenhagen, but a transfer bound in Matchday 4, while Gordon I will happily keep against Atletico Bilbao at home. And Pedro Gonçalves here goes to Marseille and Juve. Still a good run, I would say that. So I can go for Chanuzun. If we do this and I go for Zambo Anguissa, this allows me to, but I cannot get two Napoli players up front. That's not happening. I can go for Ultimate if that makes sense. But yeah, Chanuzun is just a cheap enabler that I enjoy to have. so it's not the end of the world if I keep him for the longer run and just attack elsewhere, and I can just keep Chanozun out of the squad in match day 3 if that's the issue there. But yeah, probably my transfers are going to be Gordon and Haaland. Of course, Kenan Yildiz is an interesting option that can be added, but of course the good run is in 5 and 6 where I'll be looking to bring him in, and you can say up until the end is an interesting run. Taking a look at the midfielders around and going for 7 million. And yes, sorting it with price. Adeyemi, Hakan I have, Trossard, Doku not interested when bringing Haaland, Sane no thank you, Vitinha no thank you at the moment, Rodri, Kudus is an option, but I might prefer the penalty taker in Gordon. Inaki Williams, I prefer Neku, but he's more expensive. McTominay, he's playing a deeper role now with KDB there. Elanga no thank you, Rice no thank you. I don't have an attacker from Arsenal, but I don't think that Rice is the guy. And in match day 4 against Swabia, so Rice is an interesting option, by the way. 7 million against Olympiacos, he might deliver, but yeah, I cannot have them all. But against Slavia Praha in match day 4, I would be looking to bringing in some Arsenal players. Probably Ulize will be the guy that will leave, or Hurricane for Gyökeres. I don't know. It's going to be probably for a week because in match day 6 I will be looking probably to wildcard or in 7. So we'll see. They have PSG and Sporting, but then they have Union. I would want them back. So yeah, I don't know about it. Might keep one of the pairs, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Wukman, Llorentes, Souswai, Reinders, Kuchurshvili, whoever the fuck that is, Tunali, Murphy, Merino, Verman, and now we're getting into the cheaper assets: Simons, Barella, Barnes, Gnabry. Gnabry is an interesting shout this week, I would say. I can go Gnabry, by the way, here instead of Gordon and attack that fixture with triple Bayern. But that's a transfer bound to be taken out anytime soon. But yeah, Gnabry is an interesting choice that I don't know what to believe in yet. He might get a little bit reduced minutes. Enzo is an interesting choice, by the way. Now with Palmer out, I don't know how long Palmer will be out, but Enzo looks to be scoring. He looks to be playing in that attacking mid role. He's on penalties for now, so maybe Enzo is better than Gordon. I'm not sure. That would leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4 outfield players. Probably looking at someone playing on the first, to be fair, just to have that option to keep Rodinei on the bench. But yeah, Gordon, Adeyemi, Enzo, and probably Gnabry are the options that, so Yildiz. So 5 options I have there. Please leave down in the comment section who do you believe is a better choice. Haaland is coming into the squad because I need that captain, and I'll be looking for probably someone on the first day. Gordon on the second day, sorry. Gordon and Adeyemi are on the second day, while the rest are on the first, and I want to hear your opinion. I'm looking for someone to be there up until match day 4, and I don't want to think about swapping him. So Gnabry, I will think about swapping him. Yildiz in match day 3 and in match day 4, it's not ideal. He has, where is Yildiz? Yildiz. Let me sort by points. It will be way easier because he scored a lot. He has Sporting, so only the Real is the top fixture. Gordon, yeah, he faces Benfica, but it's 2 home games, which is quite brilliant. I can keep against Leverkusen as well. Adeyemi is also transfer bound to happen in match day 4, so yeah, I might prefer to go Gnabry there and just stack it up on Bayern Munich, who will have Pafos and Bruges. I think a brilliant fixtures to target, but I might prefer Gordon or Enzo because they're the 2 penalty takers at the moment. Chelsea have been struggling, to be fair, especially defensively. If we take a look at their team, it's ravaged by injuries. So I'm a little bit hesitant to go there. It's against Mourinho, and we don't know when Palmer is going to be back. But still, this guy is with a goal, assist goal. Now he scored against Brighton. He's still on penalties, and they play at home twice in a row. So it's between Enzo and Gordon for me. For now, it's going to be Gordon as a template pick, but that can change pretty easily. Please don't forget to leave down in the comment section. Once again, if you want to join the mini leagues, the mini league code is up there. The Discord mini league, join the Discord, and there is a channel where you can find the link for the UCL Discord league. If you want to join my premium league where we are competing for some real money, you can message me or leave a comment. I will guide you through the process. But basically, it's advanced membership, and you get the code inside the community page there, or you PayPal me or Revolut me €5 and I will message you back the code. Those are the ways to join the league. Of course, if you can subscribe to the channel, and let's keep pushing to those 5k. I think we're pretty close, and as close as we can get by the end of Matchday 2, it would be brilliant. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and tomorrow we are coming back with some deadline tips. Hopefully you can provide some insights for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.